Homeostasis is really the basis of our wellness and our health. Homeostasis is a word that we use to describe how you respond internally to the external world that's always changing. So we can't just change in response to the external world. And a good example of homeostasis for mammals would be how they keep warm. So mammals will keep a constant body temperature even when the temperature outside drops or goes up. Cold-blooded animals, that's what we call them, they have homeostasis, but that isn't one of the forms of homeostasis that they have. So we have many, many internal mechanisms that are designed to turn on and turn off generally in response to changes in the environment. So if the temperature drops, we would turn on our cells to start working harder and generate heat. We would turn on some of our muscles underneath of our skin to make goose flesh, and we would turn on a brain mechanism that would make us shiver. Those are just three of the things that we would do to turn on in response to a drop in temperature in the environment. Now, we, of course, as humans, we use our brain, so a lot of times when we feel a drop in temperature in the environment, we turn up the thermostat or we put on a coat. And so we've gotten this idea that we regulate homeostasis by the things that we do instead of our bodies inherently having this ability to adjust to the environment. This is really important because it has played a big role in why we're getting fat, because the environment is cueing us to be in fat storage mode. So our homeostatic mechanism would turn on the hormones that would encourage us to eat more and store fat that would be available for the winter that was coming up. So what happens is we are trying to regulate our weight, and we don't need to regulate our weight because we have 500,000 calories and 30,000 pounds of food that we have to regulate over the course of a lifetime. That couldn't be left to chance. So every human being, all animals actually, have a built-in weight regulating mechanism, and this helps them feel hunger, seek food, feel satisfaction, satiety, because it just isn't something that could be left to chance. It would mean the species wouldn't survive. So these important survival and species related internal mechanisms of our genetics, they aren't left to chance. So homeostasis is when our body is in balance with the environment and we're staying within a fairly narrow range. So we'll talk a lot more about how this relates to the weight regulating mechanism, but the main thing that we need to understand is hunger and food preoccupation comes from a lack of homeostasis. So something's out of whack. So we need to get back into the homeostatic hum. We need to get back into that balance with our environment, and a lot of times that means a change in our environment, not a change in us, which is how we've been approaching it.